Hey, welcome to Tuesday. I hope it's going to be a great one for you. We're talking this week about the consequences, the ramifications, the effects, both short-term and long-term, of sin in our lives. We talked yesterday about the effect of sin on creation. Today, I want us to consider the effect sin has on other people. And the first two illustrations that come to mind, one is from Joshua chapter 7, when the Bible says that in the victory that God provided at Jericho for the Israelites, that Israel committed a trespass, that a man named Achan had kept the accursed thing for himself. It was to be dedicated to the Lord. He had kept it for himself, and Israel suffered a great defeat in Joshua chapter 7 against the little city-state of Ai. Another example that quickly comes to mind comes from 2 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 10. You know that in chapter 11 we have the sin of David and Bathsheba. David taking Bathsheba, Uriah's wife, and then having Uriah executed in the battle. And Nathan the prophet comes to see David. David ultimately does confess his sin, but the prophet pronounces in 2 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 10 that God has heard your prayer. God will stay your kingdom. You will continue to rule. However, the sword will not depart from your house. You look at what happened in David's house with his son Absalom's revolt against him. His son Absalom killing his half-brother Amnon. Amnon raping his half-sister Tamar. All of those things. Now, those people are all, Amnon and Absalom, are responsible for their own decisions. However, that behavior, that consequence, that action is a direct result of David's sin. And there was going to be a constant revolt, rebellion, a falling away in David's family. And we need to keep in mind that our sin has an effect on others. How many children grow up despising maybe a violent parent, maybe an addicted parent, only to reach adulthood and fall into the same sinful behaviors and patterns and addictions? Those things that they despise and hate, we need to keep in mind. And if we would turn and follow Christ, then we would find that changing the pattern of behavior in our families, in our children as well. So how important it is to follow Him, to follow Christ, because of the effect our behavior has on others. Hey, we need to weed sin out of our lives. The great Puritan preacher said, be killing sin, or sin will be killing you. And so that's very, very important. In succeeding days this week, we'll look at other consequences and effects of sin in the life of the believer. Hey, have a great, great Tuesday for His glory. Don't play with sin. Don't accept it as a friend or a companion. We need to weed it out. We need to get rid of it. And I hope you have a great Tuesday. Pray for our friends in Western North Carolina and this recovery effort. And I know that extends to upstate South Carolina and East Tennessee and even Southwest Virginia and places. But let's remember those affected by great flooding in the nearby regions this week. Take care. God bless.